Well, good afternoon, or shall I say good evening, Sanctuary Church folks. Welcome to the 41st day of the Great COVID Lockdown Message Series. This week we're starting a new series, and I just want to say, I think this week is the week that it's time for us to listen. You know, over the last 2 months, the pillars of our life have just flat been removed. I mean, think about it. Sports is gone. Basketball, baseball, any sporting event on television, gone. We are relegated to reruns and Korean baseball. Nothing is Korean baseball, but that's what we're relegated to. Outside entertainment has been canceled. You cannot go do anything to entertain yourself. Movies are gone. All types of entertainment. No concerts, no exhibits, no art galleries, no graduations, no fairs, nothing. Everything has been canceled. All recreation has been curtailed. And even worse, there's no travel, no vacations. I don't know about you. Did you have to cancel your spring break plans? We did. We can't even make plans for summer vacation because most places are not taking reservations. In fact, I just read an article the other day that on an average week, 30,000 tourists show up at Oahu, at Honolulu International Airport, and that number is down below 100 because travel has been curtailed. No vacations, sorry, zilp, nada, none, nothing. You're not going to get it. Now, some people have been, I've been hearing people say, man, I am so bored. Like there is nothing to do. And so what I want to do is I want to take a moment for us to just look at what's happening now through the lenses of God. Now, did you know that God is in control? And there is nothing that is happening today, right now, that he doesn't have complete knowledge or even complete control over. So we have to ask ourselves, instead of getting out the calendar and marking an X on it each day and counting down how many days we have been quarantined or that we have had to stay home, why don't we ask this question? What is the Lord doing? Not just in our lives or in our church, but in our world. And when we have that answer, we should ask, in light of his answer, what should we be doing? What should we be doing? This week we'll be uncovering the Lord's season to prepare. Now you remember that one verse, like iron sharpens iron, so do we sharpen one another. We are in a time of sharpening because the Lord is preparing us for something. We have been given this time away from distractions and all those outside influences to actually prepare, I believe, for the coming harvest. And so my challenge to you this week, and as we go through these 5 lessons, let's be found ready. Let's all be found ready. 2 Timothy 4, verse 3 says, "For the time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear." Now listen, there are people out there, even in the church, who will be guided by human understanding and by the mind of man. They will follow what the talking heads are saying. But I want us to remember Proverbs 23:12. Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to the words of knowledge. Listen, God's word is the source. It is the only source, and it's the only reliable roadmap for your life. So what is the source of your understanding? Well, here's what you can know for certain. That God's work and God's word will never return void. Revelation 1 verse 3 says, "Blessed is the one who reads aloud the words of this prophecy, and blessed are those who hear it and take heart to what is written in it, because the time is near." Folks, the time is near. It's in fact, we are closer to the end of time now than when I started speaking 3 or 4 minutes ago. And my challenge to us today is to think about what we are doing so that we can be found ready in the eyes of the Lord. Listen, just because we're sequestered and just because we're not able to have church doesn't mean that we stop being Christians. Does not mean that we stop being little Christs. If you aren't going out and sharing your faith, then you need to get on the ball, okay? We need to be sharing, and we need to be found ready for when the day comes. For when the day comes and he calls us home, we can stand before him and we can proclaim that we did everything he asked us to do during this time. So during this time, be found ready, my friends. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow for day number whatever of the Great COVID Lockdown Message Series. We love you. Bye.